Please don't miss our YouTube interview with Mr. Malik Lee as he shares his journey from Cali to Texas, co-parenting their daughter Zoe, their two households, but only one goal. You can't miss this.
To go to Irving so she can be bilingual. So we felt like that was like super important for her to, learn two languages, set her up for success, in life. Something that me and her mom kind of wish that maybe we would have been able to do.
Right.
So have her signed her up for that. Hopefully they don't do the lottery deal where they have to pick between kids.
Sure.
But if push comes to shove, hopefully she gets in there. We've had her in t-ball. We had her in tumbling and stuff, and now she's in karate. So
wow,
yeah,
it's just well-rounded. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful thing, and I think that you said something important. I think that's something we all wish we'd done, has been, take those extra languages and be bilingual, trilingual, and know multiple languages. Once you get one down, you just want to keep going, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that puts you in different places. So that's a beautiful thing to be that focused at 4 years old and putting them in the right places, because experiences are one of the best things we can ever give our children. Is an experience
100%.
And exposure, right?
Yes, sir.
So with that, so she's definitely a special child. I know I can hear it right now that she got daddy's heart. She's got you wrapped. So I just want to hear. Just give us. You don't have to tell us all of them, but give us 3 things that is special that makes her stand out in the family unit. That's because of who she is. Just to give us 3 quick things about so we can hear.
I'm gonna have to tell you, it's. Her energy level, man. Her energy level is like through the roof. It's one of those things that like definitely keeps us on our toes.
Right.
For sure. It makes us not just sit around. Let me tell you that. Just her sweet kind-heartedness, man. Like, just the other day, her teacher had told us, Zoe's so sweet and helpful. She compliments other kids and stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So that, and then the fact that my baby girl is extremely helpful. She has just that desire to be there and help out and stuff. Like pull her own weight, basically. You know what I mean? And that's so key to me.
You guys own a cloning machine? I think we need one.
I know, right? I think we might have broke the mold with this little girl, man, And it's one of those things that's a little bit unfortunate and stuff that, we didn't have another, because there are times where like, man, we should have had another kid, you know what I mean? One to kind of keep Zoe a little more preoccupied and stuff. And then, she'll be able to grow up like close knit with, with her siblings. Cause like me and my siblings are pretty freaking close and stuff. But yeah, we're pretty freaking close. And it would have been nice and stuff, for Zoe to be able to have, individuals and stuff, but siblings that are close in age.
Right. But hey, it's not over yet. Time's not done. Yeah. Time's not done.
You never know what God got in store for you. So.
Absolutely. You never know. So when did y'all make that final decision to move from California? So I have to go back and say from Cali to Texas. So when did y'all make a final decision? Like, hey, we're just getting ready to uproot. We're getting ready to get out of California and we're headed to Texas.
All right. So with that, person, I just wanted to move out of California as soon as I had gotten out of the military. Like I was stationed in Hawaii, got back to Cali in like 2013. What was it? March to be exact. And growing up in California, I'm like, and seeing more of the world and stuff, being in the military.
Right.
I was like, I don't know if I want to just sticking around Cali like that, I just kind of wanted to go venture out and see other things. Texas was kind of one of those places that I had heard like great things about, and I don't even want to say unfortunately, but me and Amber met, and because she has another father for my stepdaughter, we ended up staying there because of the co-parenting bit there, custody stuff or whatnot. So kind of just laid those roots and stuff down there for however long that we needed to. So fast forward to 2020, got word that we're able to leave.
Right.
Her other daughter's father and stuff ended up moving to Tennessee. And we were no longer restrained, bound to California. And I worked for UPS. And Amber told me, she's like, hey, we can move. And I got that call. I was like, don't play with me, because I make moves, man.
Right, ready to go.
So she, I don't let grass grow under my feet. She's like, yeah, we can leave. And I was like, all right. So I started talking to management and stuff, let them know what the plan was. And long story short, I think it was like 2-3 months after that, we went ahead and pulled shots.
There you go.
In Texas, packed up 2 pods. Sold everything that we could, we left some stuff behind. People just picked through it if they wanted to. And,
right.
Loaded up. I loaded one of my cars on a tractor trailer. They brought it out here. And then I had a truck, and went and got a U-Haul dolly, put her car in the back. We loaded as much stuff as we could in, between 2 cars, and pulled them all the way over here. We bought a house and stuff over, what was it? We bought a house over, basically on the internet. We had a realtor and stuff.
Sure.
Survey properties and stuff for us. We went and did like the virtual tours and stuff with her. And settled on Cleburne of all places, man.
The burn. That's where I was raised. So
yeah, and that's where we're at, man. We got 2 houses and stuff out there now, so just living the good life.
There you go. Hey, funny how things switch up. It's ironic that I was born in Fort Worth, raised in Cleburne, lived in California. So that's how things connect and work like that. So it's pretty cool to have that alternate connection where you just pulled into the burn out of all places. I'm glad you're in Texas, so telling you, you've got some good things going, and glad to have you here.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm glad I met you.
And quick question, so when you guys are making that decision, is there you guys use any tools, any kind of like, hey, let's make this decision for you, where we're going, or was it just, hey, we're just getting up out of here, I know we want to go to Texas. Texas is the place I want to be.
Nah, so the tools we used was, it was more or less what was going to be beneficial and stuff to veterans and stuff.
Sure.
Texas was a great place that welcomed veterans with open arms.
And thank you for your service, by the way.
No doubt, man. It was fun. But it was that, the no state tax.
Yes, sir.
And then we did have family and stuff that lived out here. So those were like the main deciding factors for us that brought us out here. The cost of living's low. That's another thing. So we're like, it's like dang near a no-brainer, because we were looking at purchasing, a house and stuff out there, and it didn't make the most sense. Let me just say that.
Sure, yeah. Dollars have to make sense. Trust me.
Sure. Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, so I mean those were like the main factors and stuff, the tools and stuff that we utilized to formulate that decision to go ahead and move out here. And to be honest, it was like it's one of the best decisions we made.
That's awesome too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you decided to move from California to Texas, how long did it take? So we talked about the length of time that would be. So how long did it take before you found out that, hey, we're gonna be neighbors and we're gonna be on the same street? Like, we're gonna co-parent this thing, and we're gonna be on the same street, and I'm taking care of my baby.
Yeah, man, shoot, that was like dang near instantaneous, man. Cause like I work up in Arlington, and live down here in Cleveland, and just with me, I'm like I don't want to be away from my daughter.
Right.
Like, I don't want to just be a weekend dad or anything like that. So it was important to me to be close by. I also factored in like, I want to try to make it easy on all of us, and I like, to be honest, that's like one of the biggest manly decisions you can make and stuff is like to, consider the whole family and not just yourself.
Right.
So that decision was made like very easily because I was looking up in Arlington, I was looking in Burleson, and for everybody, it's like anywhere from 45 minutes, 50 minutes to like 30 minutes just being away from my daughter and stuff. You know what I mean? But I did not want to be. I just didn't want to spend any amount of time really away from my daughter. So the least amount of time that I could spend from her was going to be like the best. So, if I could afford to stay literally like 2 minutes down the road from one another, I was like, that was a no-brainer decision.
There you go.
I'll make the sacrifice on having to commute and stuff to work. And be with my baby. That's the most important thing to me. And do I want to? I'm like, another thing was like, I don't see myself working for UPS forever, anyways.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I could potentially be, living crazy far, not having to, have that job anymore and doing my own thing, and then I have to commute down to my daughter now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just being right there with her.
I'm footsteps away. Yeah.
And I thought about it, I'm like, yo, she could walk to my house if she wants. She gets a little bit older and stuff.
Right.
We can still do like just family things being so close. You know what I mean?
Sure.
To allow Zoe to see that, her mom and dad still have a good relationship and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we can go do little walks and stuff. We can still do dinners and stuff with one another. It's just easier to just make different type. Just being flexible.
Sure.
Because life happens.
Absolutely.
So if you're just 2 minutes versus 50 minutes, it makes a difference in those decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the true thing of being selfless, right? Of being, hey, I'm not just doing everything for me,
right,
but this is for a family unit as a whole. And that's what makes it so special. You don't hear that often where people say it's not about just me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the entire family unit as a whole. What's best for the family unit as a whole? What's going to leave the less scars? And how do I make sure that I've taken care of those that needed me, and I was there for them when I could be?
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. And and when we're able to do that, I think that takes a whole different. It paints a whole different picture, and it's not everything that the general public normally sees. Right? We normally see that the white man's taken off and he's gone somewhere else, but he's not there with his family, and that you definitely made a difference, and you made that change, and I commend you for that, and I'm sure everybody else will commend you for it. That's amazing, and I can't say enough about it. I've already told you that a thousand times that it's special, and I admire you and thank you for your candor and how you carry yourself as a man.
I appreciate that. That makes me, man, that's like the utmost respect coming from you, man.
Oh yeah, but most respect is due. Respect is earned, right? So respect is due. Mm-hmm. And so with this, we'll go back through. So what's your typical parenting routine now that now you're just settling? I know you haven't got in the real groove yet. This is still fairly new. It's like November-ish, right?
Yeah. No, well, to be honest, no, it's been like seven months.
Yeah,
pretty much like this. But so like right now, our parenting schedule is definitely a little bit different just because I've been off work for so long.
Sure.
But like right now, our parenting schedule, mainly because, not even mainly, but because I'm off, I wanted to be able to, utilize the most amount of that time to spend with Zoe, because I know when I am at work, it is a lot harder for me to get that time. You know what I mean? Also, it allows me to allow Amber to have a little bit more time to herself as well, which is very important. And that's how I've always been, is acknowledging, when she may need a break.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I've always been like selfless in that sense, and just understanding that we all need breaks from the kids sometimes, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like right now, parenting schedule, I have her Monday, Tuesdays. So I'll take her to school and stuff in the morning, pick her up after school, and then come Wednesday, Thursday, she has her. So same deal. And then Friday, Saturday, Sundays, we go back and forth. And then sometimes we play it by ear too, because, Amber, she has her own business. Then, she's in the wedding industry.
Okay.
Once upon a wedding, go ahead and plug her. But
there you go. Once upon a wedding.
Shameless plugs.
Absolutely.
But being part of the wedding industry and stuff, like she has weekends that's usually when the bulk of things happen.
Sure.
So I'll take the reins and be like, I have Zoe. I have the time to do so. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and help us out as much as possible. And play, I always love being with the little one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Energy or not, that's my baby.
That's not a burden at all.
Yeah. Not even close. So that's mainly our parenting schedule now. So we're gonna have to revisit it and stuff once I do end up going back to work.
Sure.
But for the time being, that's how we rock. But we're very, very flexible individuals with one another. We have that open communication, and I think that's something that people don't have. They don't have that communication. They don't talk really.
Right.
Or one's barking orders or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you do that, people aren't listening. And then the kids' needs and stuff get kind of tossed out of the window.
Right.
And that's something that we are very cognizant of, is like, whatever Zoe really needs, that's how we're gonna manage everything.
That's the primary concern.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hands down.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'll go back through and just real quick, and it's like, as any tips for those that may be considering, or the fact that they just heard something today and said, hey, I'm thinking about now. That's a great idea. Anything that along the way did you go, man, if somebody would have just told us this, it would have helped me out tremendously.
The main thing that comes to mind, man, is, and then I think this is like anything in life, try to take the emotion out of it. People get in their feelings and stuff and become very illogical.
Right.
They just make rational decisions and stuff or whatever. They're not thinking clearly about things when they're in their emotions. And we are emotional creatures, but
when that human nature gets in the world, in the way, right? Yeah.
So it's like you gotta kind of sift through that, man, and kind of let it go. Like, we didn't work out for a reason.
Sure.
Especially if you like really try and come together to try to make things work, and you've gone through therapy and things. Oh, that's another thing. Please go to therapy, man.
Right.
That's what I can tell people. Like seek help, man.
Professionals.
Talking to your friends and things of that nature it can get muddy a little bit, but like really talk to a professional that's trained in how to lead you through some of the struggles and stuff that you're going through. Right. You know what I mean? Talk to individuals too that that model like the types of relationships that you want to have.
Right.
You know, because obviously they're doing something right. You know, anytime you're trying to do anything that you want, you know, seek the guidance from the people that are actually doing it, because they're going to give you the best advice.
Right.
You know? But yeah, that's what I do. Try to take them emotions out of it, and seek that therapy and stuff. You know, work on those traumas or whatever that you may have in life.